Okay, can you hear me?
Trash to Cash podcast. Kevin is just late. Can't figure out
What
technology.
were you doing, Kevin? Are you in a
What's the
onesie?
link
What are
wouldn't
you
open?
wearing?
A onesie? Oh no, I've got a long sleeve shirt on underneath the t-shirt, but it was
Is
plain
that-
black. I wanted to give a little,
Is that Pulp Fiction?
a little Pulp Fiction action here.
You look like a 5-year-old whose mom dressed him, and that's
No, you
coming
know what he
from
looks
me.
like?
That's coming from me, and that's saying a lot if I feel like that.
He looks like me when I accidentally got a bunch of spaghetti sauce on my hoodie, so I took my undershirt and put it over the hoodie so people couldn't see the spaghetti
This
sauce.
was the thing like 15 years ago, man. You had to
No,
wear
but
a shirt
somehow
under.
no.
It was
Yeah,
Something's
remember the
wrong.
long sleeve
You're doing it
shirts
wrong
and
though,
you-
because the
you're
shirt,
right.
the overshirt is too big.
Yeah, the overshirt's too big. That's true.
It's too big.
and
It
you're
looks
too
weird.
old. Also,
If it was a
that's
little bit-
weird mixture.
Because look,
I
if
need
you
the-
look at his
The hole in
sleeves,
my
like
thumb.
your
That would be
sleeves
good.
ain't.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
His sleeves ain't sleeving till halfway down his bicep. Like I think, what
talking
is that? Is that an XL? That T-shirt? How
I
big
don't
is
even
that?
know what style that is. What is he wearing? Is it a? It feels like it's a muumuu from like just the up top.
I've worn this shirt multiple times. I just have a nice.
What
it's a
size is
little
it?
chilly down
7X?
here.
What size?
I don't
is
live
it?
in
Like, for real.
Florida.
But what size is that T-shirt?
It's a large.
That's the biggest large
I
I've ever
bought it
seen.
on Divi.com. No, it's not. You guys, it just seems this is just a normal. If I just had this
You just don't fill it out well, maybe.
Yeah, it's a complete lack of biceps. I have that.
There's a
too,
lack
by
of
the
a
way,
body.
whatever.
Whatever. It has
Can't
been
even
well
talk.
established on the internet that I am taller than Dave.
I don't know.
Well
we
established.
were side by side, and I look taller, but I do have tall shoes, so it's a little tough to say. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey,
welcome to the
were
show.
you disconfuddled? Is everybody like running on empty right now?
A food review.
Dave's been busy today. I've been like, daggone, he did two shows. I know you did I know you had to do a cooking show this morning.
I did. I recorded a cooking video, edited the cooking video, uploaded and thumbnailed the cooking video. Yeah, I did all that.
And then did something else, and then did.
I did
that.
two dib
Probably
2 hour
took
and a
the
half
kids
dib
to
dits, so
school,
3 hours of dib dip. Picked Dana up from gymnastics. I spent 3 hours, literally 3 hours, on top of all that, trying to make lists easier, useful for me, and it did not work. I do appreciate that guy Josh, who I just heard of, being there to support me, but he even agrees that the bugs I found were bugs, and I had all types of issues, and it just doesn't work for the kind of stuff I'm reselling. At the end of the day, it just doesn't work. And the other thing is, like, what it works really well for is doing, like, $105 items or $3 items that you can list in bulk, but I can just sell that on Dibdit. I can just go on Dibdit and sell them for $1 to $3 a piece, and I can.
Yes, you
I spent 2 hours working on listing comics, and I'm sitting there, and the pictures are all wrong. I think we eventually figured out the bug with the pictures, but I'm having to click through every single eBay sold button because it doesn't auto-populate the price because it can't. And all these comics are selling for like $3, $2, $5, $4, $2. And I'm like,
You were
I
getting
need to just
more than that
auction
on
this.
ad. Well, you were getting a couple bucks at least.
I was primarily getting $1 a book today, but that's okay because I $1 to $2 a book. But every now and then I'd run one that would sell for like 15. So
yeah,
it was
like the lenticular
law of
ones. It seemed like you were
averages,
getting like 3, maybe.
yeah.
per.
It was a law of averages, but at
Yeah,
the end of the
definitely.
day, for me in my position, it makes a lot more sense to just run a 2-hour auction than spend 2 hours taking
On that
pictures and trying to
particular
get it to
item.
work. Yeah.
But let's just hypothetically say here, those were all worth $12 a piece ish.
it's a different story. Yeah, then maybe
changes
I'd
the
do
game.
it. Yeah.
This seems
But-
more like a sourcing issue than
Well,
in
that's what I told
defensive
him.
list
That's
easier.
what I told him. I
You
said
should have bought better stuff.
No, I told him I don't think I have the right kind of inventory, and he had suggested I try like bulk doing like action figures or something. Something I did recently buy that I have in bulk is Anna Lee dolls. So I was like, okay, let me try the Anna Lees. Like that could
There's
work.
a lot
And
of
so I did
nuance with that, though,
15
right? Because there's like, I feel like that's something.
All I know is that List Easier does not know what an Anna Lee is. It said Army Lee, Army Hammer. It said plush toy. It could not figure out what it was. The
He's a
titles were wrong,
carnivore.
everything was
I mean,
completely
he's
wrong.
a cannibal allegedly.
It did not
and a
work.
carnivore. That is a
I
type
haven't
of carnivore,
ventured
right?
Into the
I was
analyses
wise.
yet.
I was wise this time though. Instead of doing 50 like I tried with the comics, which is why it took 2 hours, I tried just doing 15 Annalise, and realized it didn't work for that either. And I was like, okay, good. At least I didn't spend another 2 hours on it. I
That's
just spent 30
surprising
minutes.
to me that an Annalee.
When I sent it to him, he's like, I've never heard of that. What's an Annalee? So I don't know if it's got anything
I'll
to do
just
with like
put-
him knowing about something.
I'll just put a bunch of cards. Now you could do this through Card Dealer Pro, or you could do this through the Collects app. I could just put like a bunch of pictures into Collects, for example, straight from my phone, and it will populate them. And it's oftentimes wrong, but it takes me only a couple seconds to find the right listing. And I could do 20, 30, 40 cards in like 15, 20 minutes. I mean, it's easy.
Well, yeah,
and everything's
no,
going to get easier. Poshmark, when you're listing on your phone, does a lot of like AI stuff now, I've noticed. I just think it's going to be easier and easier in app.
I just don't think it's right for me yet. It doesn't mean it won't eventually work for me, but at its current iteration, it does not work for me. And I think you're right. If I could find a way to source 500 postcards for a quarter that all sell for $10,
You just got to get one of those Tesla sex robots to list for you.
Well, I have that. His name is Carrie. Mm-hmm. I did. So what I had to do is I
wasn't aware, but it's good to know.
So I was like, well, I have to do some listing today after spending all those hours trying to list. So I just manually listed 19 items as well. So I that did a lot today. I was tired. I am tired right now. And now we're
kicking it old school with the manual listing. You should kick it even farther old school and just take your stuff to a flea market and just yell until somebody buys something from you.
I did both today, so I've got manual and list easier.
Yeah.
So I feel
good for you.
somewhat accomplished. Although I
mean,
filmed
we know-
the longest, I would tell you in advance.
Most
so you
days
can
you're doing
laugh at
manual,
me
we assumed.
in advance. I hate you.
Dude, it was just such a softball. And I didn't want to do it, but I wanted a soundbite. I wanted to just make people feel happy.
I don't even know what I
Because we're
was
talking
saying.
about listing right now.
Oh, well, I had to film a video because I was going to film one down at Dave's in his garage. And I just, you know how it is down there. It's just, there's no time. Dave, like, oh, we can do this day. And then we can do this day. I'm like, when is the not doing anything time? That's what I
It
want.
doesn't exist in my life. There's all types of time for intrusive thoughts if you have do nothing time.
That is honestly true. That's why I like staying busy too. Because I don't want to just like, I can't chill. Maybe not at this point in my life.
Intrusive
That's like my
thoughts.
main
Maybe
goal in
there's
10
nothing
years
to
is
do,
just be
like-
able to chill in peace.
Turn on the Waltons and just,
To
you know,
me-
wholesome little house.
to me, I think
Bill Walton's too much of a
retirement-
hippie for my taste, but yes.
I think
maybe.
like
Rest
true
in
retirement, because people could say we're retired now, but to me, retirement is when I don't have to stress and worry about bringing in money to support the kids and stuff. Like once the kids move out and me and Tina just kind of have what we need, I feel like that's retirement where I can like not let the intrusive thoughts come in. I don't know.
No,
We'll
no.
see. I'll probably have new
Yeah,
intrusive
there's
thoughts.
something to be said
You'll just
about
get
that,
new
you know?
ones probably.
Yeah, the death one
know,
will probably be getting
Your
stronger.
parents
at that
got to
point.
take care of your household, you know, a little stress,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Dawn feels that stress every day.
Yeah.
I want to be rich enough to have 4 or 5 people lift me out of my bed every day, bathe me, just functionally, not in a weird way like you would want someone to bathe you, Kevin. Just I need to be clean, and it's not sexual.
Functionally
And then
bathe me.
and then feed me, and then just tuck me back into bed for another like 12 hours of sleep.
I'm kind of
Can I
glad
tell
the
you-
podcast started off like
Oh, yeah,
this. No, I want
Why?
you to say something first because
we're
I
getting
thought it was
deep.
going to start off with Dave and Carrie are great pickers and Commonwealth doesn't.
We
know
are,
Well, it
though.
starts off with me burning the bridge of some free list,
List
easier,
easier,
credits.
yeah.
But I'm going to be honest,
Seriously.
you know, it doesn't work for me. It
Oh
is
my
what it is.
gosh.
It might one day I told him, I said, the day that I can take 50 pictures of random crap I get at garage sales, press the button and it knows what they are and it tells me what to list them for, and I just hit a button, then it's the app for me. It's just not there yet.
What if you're like in 10, 15 years, you're just at like a flea market. You pick up an item, you decide to buy it, you pay $1. You took a picture like with your AI retina or whatever, and then it's listed while you're walking. Like the computer just does it. It's already
AI
listed.
Retina. This
Yeah,
is like
I'm willing to put a chip in my head.
apocalypse stuff.
I-
Oh my god!
I'll put a chip in my head if it means I can list slightly faster online.
There
If
was
there's
a new
chip in my
thing
head, I'm
I
out.
saw
If I
that
gotta
there
be
is
poor,
like
I'm poor.
there is a way to control like
dead.
an
I'll be
iPad or
dead.
something with your mind. They're like developing it. That's how it's gonna start, Kevin. They're developing it for like
It's already started. I'm
people
afraid
who can't
for my
move their
children.
arms and their legs, right? So they're making
Yeah.
something where they can use their mind to do stuff. So, needless to say,
I'm okay
to
with that
keep-
actually too.
Is that gonna cure impotence then?
There's no cure for that, Carrie. I told you, you're done.
Okay.
You just
I'm
cut it
retired.
off.
I'm retired.
Chemical castration is what you want to try. Okay, I've got the cocktail.
It's a brave new world.
It's very
I don't
like it.
actually have that. Okay, so I sold stuff. When I listed stuff, I sold stuff. That does happen, right?
That is good. I'm proud of
Good
you.
job, buddy.
I'm proud of you.
But one of the things I have a dilemma on, because I don't even know if I should say that. Maybe I won't even say the dilemma. I'm just going to ignore the dilemma. But the knife sold. You remember the dramatic knife where we had all this back and forth about the knife and,
Oh, yeah.
does it lay
really.
flat on a table? Is the
Yes,
case
yeah.
scratched up? Like this stuff. And then, like, the guy, I said I didn't want to sell to him because he's a collector, and basically I blocked him. And then, like, right after that, I had some other random person with a brand new account messaging me, so I figured, oh, it's probably the same guy. Well, I just kept ignoring guy 2's questions, and then guy 3 came in and just bought it for $89.90. So
See?
it's good. The knife is gone.
See what happens when you ignore questions? First off, if you have
Yeah.
2 people asking you questions, different, hopefully, in a short period of time, that means your item's good. Probably,
Yeah.
and priced decently. So you just hold out, you ignore the people with their pesky questions,
Yeah.
and then you just wait to sell somebody who knows what they want.
That's the
you
way.
know?
I think that's the way. Who's here? Someone just...
The
Oh, it's
way.
Anna. Hi, Anna. She's in her Iceman hoodie. We need to go to a Iceman
I gave Callie
game.
a shout out on my.
Yeah, are we going to go to
and-
Solar Bear games, I thought, now that you're closer to Orlando? Or are we Icemen for
Eventually.
life?
I don't know. I think we're Icemen for life. But we go to the Jacksonville Icemen at the Solar Bear Stadium and cheer for the wrong team.
Dude.
You
I
gave
don't wanna get
Callie a
beat
shout
up.
out in your video, Kevin? Is
My
that what you
hour
said?
and 6-minute video. Yeah.
6-7?
No, 6. Just hour 6. I just for letting me, have access to a bedroom, and she slept, and I should have thanked Anna too because she had to put up with her. So
It's good you didn't have to sleep on an air mattress that stretches
Yeah, exactly. That air mattress
or
is
eat
like
German food.
terrible. Oh, yeah. German
you guys
food,
are
yeah.
awful people. Both of
Are
you.
we, though?
Should be
Are we the
ashamed
awful
of
people?
yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, so here's what we did. We had a big week. We had a big week, guys.
A big
Okay,
week.
we did all types of sourcing.
yeah.
Kevin came down. We realized he's not great at picking on Saturday.
all.
We divided and conquered.
Seems
He
like you
went to
take
a
him out of his
community
little
sale.
honey hole where all his people that he's, manipulated into
Whatever.
giving him
Get outta
deals.
here.
He gets out of that
Well,
little
it's
area.
just
and
the
he's gotta
staged
pick.
actors weren't down
Yeah.
there, so it made it difficult for
He didn't
him.
have his dad and his uncle bringing him stuff to the truck.
We gave him prime real estate. We're like, you go to this huge
Yeah.
community sale with
Huge
7
community sale.
communities
We'll
participating.
We'll
and
just
we'll
go on
other
a
places.
lonely
Yeah, we'll just
highway.
go-
I went on a highway that
We'll go to
had
other
next
places.
to nothing except amazing stuff that I easily found because of my picker's eye.
I accidentally bought tons of amazing items. Kevin, how did you do?
I had a wonderful week down there, and we had some good picking and some not so good picking. The not so good picking came on the day that I thought would be the best, unfortunately. So we were out there. It's pretty tough, y'all. Imagine, you know what? I've come to a conclusion that Dave is wonderful to pick with. He's very courteous. He will help you. If I'm down there to source, because he can source down there all the time. He's making sure that he's not picking everything. So it's really nice. And Mike and Rod are both the exact same way. They're not pushy pickers when they're picking with other people. But what I have found is Dave is not a nice picker when he's not picking with you. He's very mean picking when he's 5 miles away. Carrie is as well. Vicious, actually.
Mean? How are we mean? We assumed
I am lashing
since you're
out. This is the
pro picker that you would also be finding stuff. How
This
do
is
we
like
know
the
you
first
can't
time
pick?
I've even been close to having a better weekend than you guys, and usually it's because I don't go out. But since I
Yeah.
went out and it was so easy, I thought, what brings more joy than the sadness of a Kevin?
Look,
Am I
it
right?
just happens,
No, I don't even
man.
think that's it. I think Carrie was like, if I'm finding good stuff, Kevin and Mike and Rod must
Yeah, I
be
just was
finding
like,
good
how
stuff.
good are they
Must
doing?
be.
I don't
They
want to
must
rub
be
it in.
doing
I wanted to
amazing.
celebrate together.
Yeah.
And you messed it up by not doing good.
It was crazy though. Community sale. We went through. We must have gone to 30 houses. The first couple, I got a couple things at, and Rod I think picked up one thing, and then after that, I'm not kidding you, y'all. It was 20 sales in a row. Nothing. I mean, and they weren't even just bad.
Do you think they
were
really,
the worst sales?
like,
ever.
was there nothing, or were you not in the right
There was
mental headspace?
no, it wasn't that. I was
Okay.
psyching myself to be in the right headspace after like 5 in a row of bad ones. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep.
Give me an
I'm very
example
well
of a
aware
bad
that.
one. Like, what was that the bad one that you can think of that's instantly popping up in your head? Was it like a table with 4 pieces of clear glass? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
here?
a lot of very modern toys. Stuff that you're just not gonna get much for. A lot of plain glass. A lot of just, I mean, I was talking to Mike and Rod. I'm like, I don't even care. I just want to see something that's vintage. And so Mike and Rod went into this one sale, and there was 3 sales down the road. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let them go in there, and I'm gonna go down to these 3, and I'll do okay. They're not there, and I go down to these 3, and they were just brutal. 2 of them had okay stuff, but the prices were like not even at eBay. They were well over eBay, over eBay. And I mean, they were trying to get $20 for a friggin' Vera Bradley purse. It was insane. And I'm walking back after the 3 sales, and Mike and Rod are still in that garage. And I'm like, oh, man, they must be doing good. Sweet. I was happy for them. It was so bad. And they had stayed in that garage for 20 minutes. I mean, 15 minutes. And they bought nothing. And I'm
This
like,
is where
"What?"
Kevin had
Yeah,
to
did Rod
activate
black out and just do
Commonwealth.
the punching part of his thing, or was
I think
was
they
he all right?
stayed in there just because there was old stuff in there. It was like at least you could see something that was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And he's
They
like,
just
oh,
like
check this out. I'm like,
pickers just gravitate to vintage items even if they can't buy them. It's like, vintage
well,
stuff.
I mean, I do, especially. I would much rather buy. Oh, I mean, that's what I want to buy. I would like to buy older
But
stuff.
this was a saga too, like because you went to the Renningers and you like when I met up with you, you're like, oh, there's nothing here.
No, I wasn't grumpy.
You
I
were
was having a good
struggling.
time.
You were on the struggle bus.
I was saying I need to do a better job here. There's vintage
Commonwealth
everywhere.
struggle bus. That's the next
Yeah.
thing.
Listen, you
Hey,
know.
could
this
you
is
imagine
true.
Kevin comes down to the land of milk and honey?
And you can't find
Easiest
anything.
picking in the world. He couldn't
That's
find
not
a
true.
thing.
I did fine. The first 3 days. I enjoyed the heck out of it. The first day at Webster, I was pleased as punch with that one, man.
Someone found you a nice VHS.
Please
Evil
watch your
Dead
language,
action.
Kevin.
Oh, that
This
day,
is a
see, that was
podcast.
good. When I
Yeah.
picked with Mike the day before, I was very happy. That was a fun day. We were finding stuff. It was good. Then we went to Renniger's late, and I'm cheap. What can I say? I bought
think-
4. I bought 4 lots of things. Like I didn't buy a single anything. I bought a lot of, I don't even know what the heck I bought at this point. But the first table I went to, bought 2 lots of different stuff, but it had multiples, and I bought those. And then I went and bought Dave's like, hey, go over here. This is where I bought the Annalise. They brought more out, right? And that Annalise deal was amazing, by the way. And I didn't find anything there, but the very next table over, I found a ton of Betty Boop, and it was like die-cast heavy, nice Betty Boop stuff, and I bought that one out. And then that was it until the very last sale, literally before I walked out the door, and I bought like 700 pieces or something.
So Kevin was struggling at some point with what we call the Florida funk or the Florida flea market funk, whatever you want to call it. It's when you see so many cool items that you want that you just eventually start hating them all.
Yep.
And this
What
happens.
you were. That's what
Because
was
they're all
happening
too
to
much.
you. You were like super
No.
emo
Kevin
at
admitted
Browns,
to this,
bro.
Kevin admitted to this happening before he left. He
It
actually
really
got
has
to the
not
point.
ever happened to me before. Not like this.
Yeah,
I just
it
didn't
was
want
like
to see
all-
it anymore because if it was cool, it was too damn much. I didn't want to see it. I was
So
tired of
this
it.
is- This is literally, and so that does happen to me. I know it happens to Carrie. It happens to me sometimes. Like you just go to these flea markets and you just get so many vendors that are outlandish, like double the price of eBay on this stuff. I mean, it's one thing to ask eBay pricing, but then to ask double, and then like when you ask to like make a deal or negotiate, they just give you this look and they're like, I need to make money. Like Kevin with his PVCs, right? Like it's just, it can be very obnoxious, right? And there's like, I don't know. I was doing pretty good at the Browns. Went to the Browns after Kevin left. And like Carrie said, we were doing pretty good. Actually, we never even saw each other at the Browns because we were having separate cars and I didn't last very long. I was out there and I started off good. Like I walk up, I get 8 vintage California raisin plush for $25, like the big ones, which is pretty cool. And I was like, oh yeah, all excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm on a roll. And then I go back in and then I buy a big bag of brass, Kevin, We're talking brass sailboats, brass shells, all this brass, and I paid $50 for all of it. It was probably like 20 pieces of brass. So that was a good deal too.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, I'm doing good. And then all of a sudden it went straight downhill. Like everyone I went to was ridiculous. I got in 3 little passive aggressive like back and forths with vendors where I was like, well, I need to make money. I need to make money too. Just this sort of stuff. Then there's this one guy who like he's like super aggressive salesy, and I was like, how much is this? And I'm wanting to pay like $5 for this like farm thing. He's like 25. I was like, nah, man, I'm a reseller. He's like, oh, well, if you're a reseller, I'll work with you then at 20. I was like, I don't really want to. And he's like super high pressure. And we keep going back and forth. And he's like, no, you buy that, I'm going to throw in this. And this sells for 80. And I'm looking, there's like one comp for 80. And I was like, okay, maybe. And he worked me, basically. I bought it. And then I'm comping it as I'm walking around, all these items, and I'm like, I might break even on this. Like, I didn't do a good job here at all.
That might be one of the worst feelings in reselling. Is like you make a buy like that, right? And you were excited at the time. Maybe you were on the edge. Maybe you got pushed into it, or you pushed yourself into it. And afterwards, you're just sometimes you waste it. Like I've done this. I've wasted an hour or two, like trying to figure out. Like it starts out with like I don't know how good I did, and then it's like, am I gonna make any money? And then it's like, how much money am I going to lose, and how much effort is? That's one nice thing about auctioning. Though.
They're going to be hard
if
to
you get in
too.
that problem, you could just auction it off and be done with it. You don't have to post it all and spend hours of penance in posting, right? to get rid of your purge your bad stuff, right? Now you could just get rid of it in an auction.
Hurt your bottom
But then
line
the
worse,
final straw for me was when I found this freaking all-clad pot, and I wanted it. And I'm in my brain, I'm like, man, I want this. If it's $15, I'm buying it. I asked her how much today. She's like, 25. It's a $150 pot. And I was like, I'll do 20. And she's like, absolutely not. Like, she just was not having it at all. She's like, no. And I was just bitter and spiteful and annoyed. And I was like, well, screw her then. I'm not buying it. Like, and I'm like, whatever. And I just left. Because I was already in a mood, right? I was already in a mood.
$25 on Saturday.
Well, I was trying to comp it, and it looked like it was like a $90 to $100 pan. But, like, after I left her booth, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, 2 rows, and I'm just like, oh, I can't stop thinking about this pan. I need to go back and get it. And I'm comping it on eBay, and I'm like, it might actually be $150. I should have just paid $25. I said, I'm going back, Tina. I can't stop thinking about this. Watch the wagon. I go back, and it's gone. And then I go back, Tina. I'm like, I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm so sick of today. I just can't do it. Me and Kevin sourced, what, 5 days out of 7 or something like that? It was a lot of sourcing. Yeah. So we were done. But
like I said, the day before, the Friday, when we went to Renegers, me and Mike were out. We did a little bit of picking on the way down there and did all right and found some cool stuff. Then we met up with Rod, and Mike had got this guy to open up his garage. I was picking the sale and doing really well. And then Mike's like, hey, you got any more of this stuff? Because it was all our kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. The guy goes in and gets a box, and Mike buys that box. And he didn't act like he was going to go get any more. And then Rod started to turn the screws on him, and he just, here it is. Mike's like, oh, gosh. But Mike got into that house, and then Rod got him to go back in multiple times, and it was good. That was a good sale, and there were some other ones. So I don't need anything, though, and it made me a better picker. Even on the last day, that was a struggle. I spent very little money and came out of there with probably like 6 or 7 $50 items or above, one of them $150. And I spent very little money. But I love that you like
6 or 7 $50 items. You didn't spend that much. That's like my budget.
No, value of $50.
Value. I'm like, I was paying very little for a $50 item.
$1 for a $50 item.
Nice. But it all fit in at the end of a day, sourcing for hours, I had a tub full. That was it. Dave filled up his car.
Twice.
And Carrie bought a box that was bigger than my box at one stop.
Yeah, I filled up 3. This is the weirdest thing, because I filled up most of the Honda. Usually when me and Don go picking, I get like behind my passenger seat on the floor only. She gets the seats, she gets behind her, she gets all the trunk, and then we hang stuff out the window, right? And this time I had like most of it, and Don didn't get as much as me. It made me feel like I could still pick, which was a nice feeling, because I hadn't had like a picking day like that for. I mean, I do so much cards nowadays, and I'm good at that. But like actually going out and going, oh wow, if there's actually like stuff available, I know what to look for. It's just I've had
Well,
a
and it's
lot
gotta
of
be the
those days
stuff
like you
wanna
guys
pick,
have had.
too,
Yeah,
right?
and
It's
I
gotta
also
be
want
stuff
to.
you want to pick.
Yeah, I don't pick like I used to pick back in the day, buying everything. And I used to do a lot of auctions. You guys never really did live auctions, did you? I mean, I sold at them, but I bought religiously at live auctions. And you could go home every time with a full van. You know, I had a van back in the day. Every time you could just boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. And it's not as prevalent as it used to be, but I think some of the people like up in Pennsylvania,
Oh yeah,
East Coast,
There's
still
plenty-
do it a
there's some
lot.
down
Pittsburgh
here.
Picker did it,
Ohio.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it was good. We all sourced. We all had some fun, and we met Crazy Lamp Lady. We got
that
to go
was a
out to
good
dinner
time.
with her.
You
That
guys
was
were
cool.
very, very intent on getting social media off all the people you were meeting. Me, I was cool
Not
about it.
True at
I
all.
was
I didn't
cool.
even bring out a camera.
No,
I
me
didn't do
either.
anything.
Listen, I
Yes,
was
you
pretty
did.
proud of
What are you talking
myself.
about?
I was pretty proud of myself. I did not use Jocelyn's name in my title. I did not put her in my thumbnail at all. I did not use her as clickbait for clout, for social media clout. She's in there, but I didn't even mention it. So I just said a special guest, which people most likely think is Kevin, because he's also in there, but he's not very special. So
Yeah, exactly. They
wasn't
should have
referring
realized
to
as
him.
soon as it wasn't. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't clout chase with it. So I thought I was very proud of myself, mostly because I did the old balls joke, and I didn't think she'd like her name on that. Remember the old balls bingo?
Yeah, I
balls
remember. No,
joke
I
for
watched your
Kevin?
video.
was
I
like,
watched your
I don't
video,
think
and I was like,
Jocelyn
oh
would
yeah, I
like
was
that.
there. I was there for a little
Yeah.
bit of that.
Yeah, I said I don't think Jocelyn would like that, so I'm not going to put her in my thumbnail. If I hadn't
Yeah,
said the
you
old
said
balls
Terry
joke,
was
I
there,
would've
but
done
he's
it.
always there. So you were
Yeah.
very just like meh.
Yeah, I take you for granted at this point. Just
Yeah.
accept it. Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, so Kevin, I've got a reselling topic for you that I was
Speaking of,
thinking about.
speaking of old balls, have you got a plan
Okay.
for those old balls yet?
Well, I think you can get them stitched up if they get too saggy, like if you're tripping on them, right?
The bingo balls.
Yeah, you
Dave.
just get a little,
Oh.
little
balls.
nip
You
and
know
tuck.
more about the really elderly balls than me. I'm not super familiar with them. Is my point. The bingo machine I'm gonna sell or snuggle. It works. It works. It's really fun. I was playing bingo with Tina. She got bingo.
Yeah, if I ever drive by your house and the garage doors open and I see like disco lights and stuff, and you're running like some underground
Some old
gambling
Blue Bears in
operation,
A bunch of old ladies walking in.
locking in their flapper wear.
So this is my reselling topic. We're back to the AI listing a little bit because I forgot I was gonna mention one thing. As I was talking about List Easier to that guy, I can't remember his name, who I've never
Josh Galt.
met. He's saying like, yeah, people
Good
are
dude.
having success with media and postcards
So
and
James
things like that. And so,
and WBK maybe.
but
No, he has his own
books.
program.
But my issue is like if this really became super big and super popular and that's the primary thing people are going to be using it for, doesn't there become this market saturation of freaking DVDs where it's like everyone's listing 400 $5 DVDs to the point where none are ever selling? Like, isn't this just
How
gonna
many
be
copies?
tons of crap people didn't want to waste their time listing is now going to end up on eBay and just never sell? Isn't
Well,
that
if
the
it
end result of this?
proliferates all of it, I've said this before. This is going to be a game of who can source the most at the cheapest amount and corner market.
But even if you're buying a bunch of 5-cent DVDs and there's
Well-
400 listings of Blades of Steel starring
I'm not
friggin'
doing
that guy.
that. I think
Yeah,
that is
Yeah,
the
but
guy
people
from,
are.
Napoleon
that is-
Dynamite.
that is a flawed plan.
Glory
So it's like you
Major
paid
Glory.
5 cents a
plan.
piece, but you're just like it's never selling. So it's really like you're paying $20 a piece because you got 400 listings never
Dude,
selling.
I don't know.
I think
wouldn't.
that's
I mean,
a flawed way to do it. That's my opinion.
So what is this?
Look,
What is
there
the
are
use
ways-
of the
there
AI
are
listers?
ways-
then?
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, look, I don't want to get into this argument, but because
you got to buy hundreds of great items for it to make sense, right? Because
For
if you're just
next
buying
to
hundreds
nothing,
of,
but where do you get them?
if you're buying hundreds of mediocre items, why even buy the mediocre items? Save
All
your
right,
money.
I'll just use the hat example for me. I had zero
Mediocre
problem with the
hats.
hat example. I retitled one of the hats. One.
Yeah, but what
But
are
how
they?
many have sold?
What are the hats?
How many have sold that you listed super fast?
70%.
70%.
And what did you look at pricing, or you just put rock bottom pricing?
Much higher sell through rate than the hats I've listed not with listing.
But that doesn't make sense. Like, why?
I'm assuming it's because when I list stuff, I'm lazy and I just list it and I don't put item specifics in there. I
So you
don't
think it's
have
the item
the search
specifics.
optimization keywords the way that
Okay.
somebody's searching it.
Because it was not doing anything special with my titles. Like for comic books, it was just titling it Daredevil 263 Marvel comic book.
okay.
Like that was
That
it. It
is-
didn't say the character names. It didn't say the, the key things that happen in the book, the name of the book. None of that was being populated by AI.
It wasn't in the title, but it was in this. In some of it.
So you think it's the
probably
item
was in the
specifics
item
that
specifics.
increase the
So
sell-through?
no, I actually think it's in this. I'm not the expert to talk about this, but I can tell you I've looked at the sell-through rate of the hats that I've done because I look at the titles too, and it's like, man, I think I can make better titles, but in reality, it is designed to match the way most people search for the item, and most
But
people
when
search
you
for the
listed
item
your
in very
hats-
specific, basic terms in a certain order.
Be objective for a minute. When you listed your hats, did you look
I'm
at
being
each eBay
objective.
comp? Did you look at each eBay comp and figure out the market price, or did you do a flat rate? Everything's $15.
I did not do a flat rate. Everything's $15.
So you looked at every
I did.
comp?
No, I didn't look at every comp. I've sold enough hats that I know that a generic Toronto Blue Jays 5950 is going to go for this amount. And so for a majority of the basic hats with no bells and whistles, I put a basic comp price on those.
So you
The
don't
rest
think
of the
you were
hats that were
pricing it
specific-
lower than you would if you had done them individually?
No, probably, if anything, possibly a little higher. Possibly a little higher.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. No. My bigger concern and question was if everyone starts using this to bulk
don't
list
disagree with you.
crap they were too lazy to list before, we're going to end up with market saturation to a level where nothing has value. None of these specific types of items have as much value. Is my point.
I
If you have
think-
thousands of new listings of records coming up in the market constantly,
I think that is in play. I think, but part of it, I think you're missing. What you'll start to see is a certain segment of the reseller community dominate a category, and what you're seeing is people opening up stores just for that, just listing, just a CD store, just a X store, just a whatever store, and that's what that store is designed for. And if you design your store for that, market it as that, then you start to see people come in and buy multiple items, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 items. Notice I didn't say 6.
his internet's really good
So-
today.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
But
got
this
Dan
is the
demand
beginning
level
stages
internet.
of this, obviously. So my internet's not good today. It looks all right.
No, it doesn't look all right to us. You look
was
like
so
a
nice
thumb.
down
I mean, how much
Maybe
longer
no, you
are
look
we
like
even?
a big toe.
How much longer are we even going to be listing anyway? Like robots are just going to list and buy, and we're just going to work for them. That is like the 180. That's, or what is it? A 3? You have 180 that's going to happen at some point, right?
I'm not working for a robot. I'm not going to work for a robot.
They're not going to give you a choice,
Kind
Kevin.
of are a robot.
Kevin, robots don't ask you to work for them; they just make you work for them.
Then you'll
Yeah.
have all the time to play around. And I heard a wise woman once say that it's a waste of time to go watch a movie. You guys should learn something from that.
Yeah, Mike also said that.
Mike
also said that, so she's in good company. That wise woman, Mike and her can go watch. a
I
movie
will
on the
continue
couch.
to watch movies because I
Yeah.
will enjoy them.
I'm
All
kidding.
right. So
I
did
love
you
a
see
good
my
movie.
Did you see my Facebook post about the cost of being below standard Bob?
I did not.
I did a
No.
screenshot of the
I
fees.
did anybody
the
see it?
fees. So let's play a guess the fees for below standard Bob game, shall we?
Yeah,
I sold
like
a Funko Pop.
35%.
I sold a Funko Pop. Okay, for $13.90. $13.90 is what I sold the Funko Pop for. I did charge shipping. What did I charge in shipping? Hold on, let me tell you what I charged in shipping.
$6.99.
No, I
probably
don't do
more.
flat rate. $6.21. $6.21 in shipping. So what's that? Grand total on the order's
$20.
value was $21.26. $21.26. How much in fees did he pay? Carrie, you go first.
At a percentage, like give you the. I'm going to
Just
say
a
your
dollar amount.
fees.
Yeah, give me a dollar amount.
$9.
$21 sale.
No, $11.
$11.
60%.
I would say
60%.
just shy of $4.
No, you said it was $21, so the total
$21 sale.
fees is $9. Out
So
of that.
50%.
Like nine,
So
yeah. So
42%.
$9 minus 26, you're at $17, right? Is
No,
what you meant.
Carrie,
$4.
We were at 21. You're hearing wrong. 21.26. 26 is pennies. So it's a
Okay.
$21 total proceeds. There. Now make your guess. How much fees?
$9.
Okay, Kevin.
I've already said it 3 times.
I think
$4,
you're close,
which is
Kevin,
too
but
high.
I wanted to give Carrie a chance to not say
$3.87
$9.
is-
$9. That's what they should have charged you because you're not doing good enough. Well, how
Okay,
much was it?
Below Standard Bob was charged $4.38 in
Really?
fees on a $21 sale. $4.38.
Because I would get
So,
like,
like,
that,
what,
my fees would be,
22%,
like
give or
$3
take?
on that.
You would get what? You would know. I know exactly what you'd be charged. You would be charged $2.70 on that
$3,
sale.
yeah.
Yeah,
In my
So
mind,
it's
I
double?
would calculate
Like-
20 into $3. That's just how I do it.
Oh, you'd also
So
have
what's
a final
the-
value
what's
fee
the,
of 40. So you'd actually
What's the
pay
penalty? What penalty do you pay as a below standard? Like, what's the-
$1.28, a 6% fee. 6% added fee. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, so dived it.
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy.
insane.
So I'm now paying freaking. Oh, and,
So,
and on
y'all,
top of that, I
listen to this
turned on.
story.
So I turned on promotions too to see if that would wake up my store. None of the things that have sold were promoted items. I turned on promoted for every listing, and out of the 4 things that sold, not a single one was promoted to sell. So promotion's not really helping either, is what I've learned. So
Keep that
basically,
on
eBay
until
sucks for
January,
me.
and then everything will sell promoted.
I should just turn it off, honestly, at this point, if it's not doing anything. I mean, how many days do I need to give it? It's only been like
Yeah.
25 hours or something like
And
that.
how
so I
many
kinda give
items is
longer.
it promoted on?
All of them.
How many have you promoted? Oh, you promoted all of them. And
I
none of
promoted
them
my
sold
whole
promoted.
store, and it's not doing anything.
Have you looked? I'm curious. Have you looked at your promoted? Like, they will show you how many views your promotion has given you.
Ah,
And
how do
that'll
I
tell
find
you-
that? Under
I got
marketing?
good news for you though, Dave.
Yeah.
In January, right? Starting January, whether it sells them or not, you're going to pay the fee. So that's good.
There's that.
Doesn't even you don't even have to sell them using promoted. They will take the money. You could double up on that 6%,
Probably
maybe.
for at least 80-85%.
How many people? Like, what is a standard rate? What are you putting as promotions right now? Like,
Me?
what is your promotional rate, Kevin, that you use, or do
He
you
doesn't
use?
use promotions.
I don't promote.
No promotion. What
I never do
What are you
either.
at? What are you at, Dave?
I just chose a random number of 6% because I've heard people mention it on their podcast on everything. Because I didn't want to be charged 22% or something like that. I'm already getting 20% in fees just in general. I didn't want to add 20% more in fees. I was like, let me try 6%.
Seriously?
Maybe you guys, maybe you should just sell your stuff and just give eBay all the money.
Dude, you can sell on Dibdit for way less fees, guys. This is not even supposed to be an ad, but good gracious.
Holy moly.
I will say my 3 transactions causing me to be below standard Bob. If I go look at them, and I don't understand this still, it's a little confusing. One is November 9th, 2024, which should have fallen off, and it
That will
hasn't.
fall off in December.
It'll fall off
It's
in
for the
December.
whole month of November. So
Okay. Then December 5th and December 29th. So
You got till
you could
by
have how-
January,
so-
I'll have no defects.
So you're going to be out by January for sure. Will you be out next month though? Can you have 2, or how
I
close
think
are
it
you?
depends on how many I sell, right? I'm at 0.46, I believe. Yeah, 0.46, and you're allowed to be 0.30. So if I took one away, I might actually be there. I might be there.
so
in
you
December.
might be out next month. If not, you'll
You
be
get
out
some
by
more
January.
Sales. Get
Yeah,
some more
well,
sales.
Okay,
At
guys,
this point,
everyone
why
go
bother?
buy my
I mean,
stuff, please.
just consider Q4 a
I
wash.
wouldn't even
It's
buy
over.
some.
Guys, just go to my items, sort by lowest price, and just buy the cheap crap. Okay, I've got
Q4
some cheap
wash?
stuff on there.
Oh, for Dave. For
What,
Dave.
Q4
Or are
wash?
you just saying in general Q4 wash? My Q4 is good. I'm up 15%. And I
No,
left
I'm
for
saying
9
Dave
days.
can consider his Q4 a wash since he's still below standard and his sales are low. But in January, he could kind of like start the new year being above standard Kevin, we'll call it.
Yeah.
And then
Listen, guys,
And then
I've
he
got
could
like
just get the
I've got
momentum.
like 30 items under $7. So just go buy all those.
yeah,
for
but
me.
what are any of them worth?
They're cool stuff. It's like matchboxes and stuff, like fun things you could use as stocking stuffers,
Or
little
buy
PVCs,
multiples,
matchboxes, that
Save
sort of
money
stuff.
on shipping.
Yeah, buy a
and
handful
help
of
'em
them.
out a
Does
lot.
that count? If they buy more than one, that counts as
Yeah,
multiple
I
transactions,
think-
right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Or guys,
Yeah.
just
I got
hang
cards,
out with
carry
us.
cards, $4
Just hang out
cards.
with us. You don't got to buy nothing from us. We're fine.
No, you have to
buy
buy
some
stuff.
from Dave. Dave needs it.
It is
No, I'm playing
required.
reverse psychology.
Come on,
I want to
chat.
be so endearing that they buy from me because I don't want them to buy from me. You understand what I'm doing?
So I sold.
It's
Let's
what
talk
cool people
comics.
do.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I sold about 500 comics today. after spending 2 hours trying to list 50 comics and failing
How much
because of a
did
glitch,
you pay for those guys?
I ended up selling like 450 comics today.
Are you broke? Have
did you pay?
have you made a profit yet?
I paid $600 for the lot. I've sold three graded ones, and the 3 graded ones I got 170 for. So that means I'm down to 430 basically.
430.
In my 2 shows today, I brought in 950.
And you sell more?
Yeah.
I have about 150 comics left, maybe 100. Okay. So I think I can get at least another $100 if I get a buck a piece again. If I get $2 a piece, or if there's some gems in there, maybe I can get more. But worst case, another $100.
You had to be getting more.
So you made more than a buck.
When I was watching,
yeah.
plenty of those went for $7, $8 for 5.
So you sold them super quick and made $300, $400, $500 profit.
Right. Well, no, it's more than that, right? Because I'm saying after fees. After fees, I made $950.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's if you can turn something over and double your money at that level, from whatever $600 to $1,200 in a week.
Yeah,
that's
so you've already made.
You did
I'm not
great,
like
dude.
Kevin. I don't make money on shipping. I usually lose.
I don't make money on
always
shipping.
lose
I
money on
make
shipping.
a little bit.
Because I'm using Gemini mailers. They're like $1.50 a piece.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Even you're not using those when you're. I mean, people are buying stacks. You're not using that stuff.
Yeah, if it's a big stack, I don't need to. So it depends. So I will use some of those, but not everyone. Like there were some people who bought.
So you're sending
somebody
will buy $1 comic, and you're sending them in $1.50 mailer.
Well, I usually do 5 for 5
Multiples.
and you can fit 5 in a Gemini.
But how many
mailer.
people just bought 5? I mean, most people bought.
Most people,
20,
probably like 2 or 3 people just bought 5, and then most people bought
you
like
don't have to use
20 or
those
30 or
You
things like that.
Giant
So.
box and use less than that.
Yeah.
But you're gonna. It sounds like to me you're gonna end up making over $500.
I should at least double my money. Yeah. But I think like
You've already
that was my
doubled your
point.
money.
That was my point when I was sitting there trying to spend all this time doing AI. I was like, if you have a good social like live selling platform that you already have a following on, it's easier to just freaking move them. I mean, who cares? Carrie, I will say, I was selling a lot of like 12-cent Fantastic Fours, like some of those loose. If I actually took the time to put on eBay, or sell them for $30-$40, even in poor condition. So people got some really great deals on them. They really did. I don't know. That's pretty good.
You also sold in the early morning. You're selling comic books at 10 a.m. I don't know if you know this about comic book people, but they tend to be 10 p.m.ers.
I was awake.
No, I get it. Kerry was alive and thriving. He was.
What, the 10 a.m. one?
Yeah, he was there. He was there.
I was there.
You get used
10
to- I
a.m.
woke
is
up
the
today
new 10 a.m. is the
way
new noon for me.
I was
Well,
I was on the
honestly-
Dave schedule, so when I came home, it's like, it's 6 a.m.
That's why I'm tired tonight, because I'm living like a human being.
I actually was only going to do one comic show, but I was like, man, I really want to end progressive shipping because I don't want to ship them with a bunch of the hard goods I want to sell. So I was like, I'm just going to do another show, and then tomorrow I'll try to do like a hard goods sale. I might not sell the other 100 for another couple weeks or whatever. Like, it's small enough that it's not in the way anymore. You saw it when you were here. It was like way too many comics. They were taking up my whole entire cart.
You can end the progressive without having to ship them.
Yeah, you can, but I just wanted to finish out the comics. And tomorrow morning, I'm bring Callie to school, and I'm gonna pack up all those, and then I'm gonna do a hard goods show. That's my plan. So
yeah, I think I have one too. I have one at noon. I've got an insane amount of stuff. This is none of this stuff I bought from Florida, and it's all the way over to the other wall. So I'm gonna sell that up, and then we're gonna start pulling out get the multi-quantity stuff listed and start rolling.
It's been the same struggle for me, and I don't know how relatable. It's relatable to some of you out there. Like, I know it's relatable to Carrie, but some of the viewers will struggle with this too. When you've been so focused on live selling so long, it's really hard to sit there and like list something like this on eBay, for $18.99 or whatever, because it's cool enough that you're like, someone would probably pay at least $7, and then I don't have to find a comp, and I don't have to figure out how to title it and all this other stuff. And
ship
it's like,
it with 12 other things.
Yeah,
it totally changes how you pick, how you think about picking. It's a blessing, and you can use it to whatever degree you want, a little bit or a lot. But yeah, I think about that all the time. It's not always about like the amount of money; it's about the time. Like I'm going to list this, and how much time am I going to let this sit before I take it off and just
honestly,
sell it for a profit? More than likely, hopefully.
You guys live in a place where live selling sellers is much more logical. When you live in a place like mine, and you source in traditional ways, live selling doesn't make sense to your brain. It doesn't. But it does when you're overwhelmed with, when you can make a purchase, when you can go out and buy out an entire table full of stuff pretty much 3 times a week, 4 times a week. It makes way more sense. But you can't do that up here unless you search it out, unless you search those deals out. And that's not what most resellers do. They don't have time.
Well, it's a different
hunting
kind of
down
work
leads and
too,
stuff.
right? Like, it's so hard. I almost wish live selling didn't exist, so I wouldn't have to choose. You know, like, because if you do this like full on, I've tried this, the full on live seller thing, you're doing a lot more labor because you have to be sourcing 3-4 days so you can get enough inventory to keep the. Look at what Paul does. Dude's traveling around America because he can't keep up with like he can't satiate the hunger for more product to sell from the people on his live show. So he's having to go to people's houses, sell off their inventory, anything he can do to get massive amounts of product. And that's exhausting. Just like sitting and letting it sit on your shelf for 3 months is exhausting, but it's almost not as exhausting to just watch Twilight Zone and list action figures that might sell for twice
It's good.
as much.
You just got to figure out the trade-off. That's why I think like it could. I mean, everybody's different. Some people want to go all in one or the other, but I think like if you can master, it, I think it could really be like a jazz. Like Kevin's a jazz musician, right? Like he knows sometimes he's got to go a little heavier here with the bass and get the stuff moved out. Then other times he's just kind of floating with the high notes, right? And he's just putting stuff high on eBay and just letting it sit.
Well,
you
Kevin
got to
was
kind
saying,
of it's
he
jazz,
was saying
bro.
to me and Carrie that if you have enough peons, it makes it a lot easier to find the balance.
You're
right?
in a way,
if you have a bunch of people,
I can't
you can force
move
to,
to
do
my
stuff.
left because I have boxes here, and this is the only
myth.
room I got. So I don't even know where I'm going to put stuff. I got to sell it because I don't have space.
Although he called them puons, which Kevin, it's just disgusting.
Yeah,
it's not even sanitary.
you already were calling them peons, which was offensive enough.
You don't have to elevate it.
They're your family and friends, bro.
All right,
You
Kevin,
gotta
take
be
the
nice.
mic. I've been talking too much. Let's hear what you got for
That
us.
is fair.
I mean, look, I have a three-pronged approach. Make
Oh
fun of
gosh,
that if you
I don't want
like.
to hear about your 3 prongs again.
But I mean, right now I've got this list easier thing as it's growing, and I'm doing that. You can poo-poo it if you want, and whatever. I'm not saying you're.
Are you in the
A lot
list
of what you're
easier
saying
shed
is
right
very
now?
valid, but I'm doing that and learning it and learning what it works best for. I'm doing that, and I'm doing my traditional eBay selling just the way I always have, and I'm doing the live selling. And I have to buy more merchandise in order to do that. On 2 of those things is very different than I've done before. So I have a massive amount of inventory. And we've got a system down now where figuring out the best place for each isn't always the dollar value. Because there are some eBay items that you can get 60% for on a live show. And there are some eBay items you couldn't get 10% on a live show. Dave's not even listening, but he knows what I'm saying is
A
true.
lot of items you can't even get 10% on a live show.
Well, it depends on you look at an item, Dave, like your trinket boxes. You're not going to
Oh,
be
I'm an
like,
idiot.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not selling those on Dibda. You're going to sell those on eBay because the demand just isn't there. But you look at something like the Anna Lee dolls at Christmas time, and it's like, man, I might get 60, 70% of eBay value right now on those. So yeah, let's run them over here. So you got to make those decisions, but it can't take forever. To me, I make those decisions when they get put in the shed. It's like, boom, this is going here, this is going here, this is going here.
I really need to get good at that. I think that's my biggest struggle right now is it all just ends up in one pile. And so when I run my shows, I like grab a thing. I'm like, should I put this? Like, I don't know what's good and what's not. Or sometimes I'll just bundle it together. Like if I actually had a section, it's like this I bought for live auction.
Yeah,
I know a lot of it, but it's in a big giant pile. And I haven't like, I don't know. Like I need a better method than to just pile it all in one spot.
But you can't be.
I don't want people to get. Go ahead.
I feel like you can't be so firm on a method either because, like, if you have stuff on a shelf that's not sold right at this moment, and you've got an auction that's going well, and you feel confident, maybe you're selling toys and you got a nice toy that you feel like you can be profitable on, then run it. As long as you're, I understand you're going to maximize your profit putting it in the best spot at the right time and in the right place.
Yeah,
but sometimes it's just good to move stuff and get a profit or move on from an item that's a failure and just recirculate.
I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm saying here because Carrie's right. I don't say this is valuable, so it's going on eBay. That's not what I'm talking about. I have plenty of eBayable items, tons of them for sale over here. That's not necessarily the way I make the decision. Sometimes it's, okay, I can get 60% of eBay and get it gone quick. And that means it's going in here. Even if it's a good eBay item, even if it's a $50 item. I'll give you an example. Carrie, you just bought some video game consoles. Yeah. I am not going through and testing and cleaning and putting parts together and getting full systems and getting top dollar. I'm bringing all that stuff, and I sell systems off on Dibdit.
So I want to ask you a question on that then.
Yeah.
So my lot I just bought, I was sitting here actually during this podcast thinking of how I wanted to do it. I got it at such a price that I'm not super concerned about it one way or another. Would you, if you had gotten that lot at the price I paid, would you just sell it as is?
There may be. I don't know exactly what's in your lot, so I saw the.
I got systems. I got like the Wii U. I got like Xbox.
Did you get any games that were like?
I did get some games.
$30-$40 games by any chance?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
if
so.
you did, I'd list those on eBay.
Well, those yes.
High-priced games.
But like just a console untested, I don't have all the cords for. You're not plugging them in trying to see if they work. Let somebody else deal with that.
I would sell.
I'd rather just do that because it's just I don't have the time or the interest.
I'd sell the consoles. There were plenty of buyers for me with consoles.
I have this PlayStation 4 here that I've been meaning to buy a cord for since like March.
I haven't sold a console on eBay in a year. I sold them all on Dibdit because it's a time constraint to me. Plus, I don't like it. And some people will take those and they'll buy them over there and they'll pay 55% of what you can get on eBay.
People totally sleep on me with clothes. Like I run all clothes that I find on Dibdit. To my own chagrin, like I'm running $25-$30 Harley button-ups the other day and I'm getting $3 for them and I'm just like, oh, I really should have listed that on eBay, like, because I know I don't really have a great audience for it, but I'm telling you, if I'm running clothes, I know how to pick clothes. I just don't like listing clothes. It's like, so if I'm running clothes, you're probably going to get a steal. That's my advertisement for the day. I did actually finally block someone on YouTube because he's just like not good at trolling. Like I respect a good quality troll, but one that's like just not good at it. I
have a dude.
Get rid of him.
I have a dude on Facebook that I made a comment, and this isn't cards, but maybe I can explain this to you because there's similar stuff in general reselling. But there's a thing that people do in cards is they will put every single card in one of the one-touch cases. Like this is a one-touch case, right? These thicker cases.
Now case.
And then they ask generally more than what the card's worth, and like that, it's like a one-touch tax is what they say. And I was railing against the fact that you could pay whatever you want on your cards, but that doesn't make the card inside any more valuable. And the one touches are 50 cents a piece at this
point. So it makes
point.
them 50 cents more valuable.
Fair, right?
Yeah.
But my point is, like, I had this one dude who every single post I did, he would comment something about put it in a one touch, like forever. And after a while, I'm like, it's not like an inside joke if I'm not like reciprocating anything back to you ever. Like if you just keep doing it and I'm not like joking back with you, it gets to a point where it's weird.
Yeah.
He stopped, thankfully. I hope he'll probably be back now. But
probably.
So when I was gone, can I brag a little bit?
Oh, of course.
Since I told you I was a terrible picker.
You love to do it.
When I was gone, I had 2 days. I had a $1,200 day, and I had a $1,000 day while I was gone on eBay. I haven't had a $1,000 day in like 3 months. Twice when I was gone.
Really
we weren't
cool.
even listing anything hardly.
I had a $1,000 day today, so that's good.
On Dibdit.com.
Dibdit.com.
Joey sold clothes.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
Kevin's
go
got
ahead.
several. No, go quick fire your
Joey
topics.
called me
Let's
today
because
we did this storage unit together. And I'm like, okay, how much did you make? Because most of the clothes are almost all of them are gone, except for the ones I took. He sold $3,000 in clothing on Dibdit.
Wow.
I paid $4,000 for the
days?
unit.
In how many days?
He did 4 shows, but a lot of them were 2 hours.
Yeah, he's a machine.
Yeah.
He's a machine. So, yeah, okay, well, he's getting some of that money, right? So you're not breaking even with the unit. So.
Oh, no. Well, if you take what I've listed already and add that in, plus I sold 300 of my own, after tomorrow's show, I'll probably be at 3,000, 3,200 of the 4,000, and it's still it's still 2/3 full, but no clothing left.
I will say my house is smaller. It's a little harder to fit all these guests in here, but I think we may do okay. Rod
maybe
is
Nobody
sleeping on
wanted
the
to come over
couch.
here. I had space.
I know.
and nobody,
Carrie had a
nobody-
couch too, and no one went to Carrie's couch.
No, nobody wants to
Carrie
hang
had
out
an air
with me out in the
mattress,
country.
too.
I had an air mattress, nicer
they're
than yours,
scared. I
Kevin.
think they're scared
Dave,
of the
yours was
country.
garbage, apparently.
I have heard all about it. Trust me. I think they're scared of the country. They don't think their Mondak's ready. They're not
Dude,
like.
I
you
was
you
the
have to
least
carry.
Mondex ready person in the world, and I'm
What is
thriving
that?
here.
What is Mondex?
That's where Carrie
That's
lives.
the area,
Oh.
the area of
I
Florida
thought it
I
was
live in.
Bunnell.
Now. It is.
Yeah, well, let's
Bunnell.
give his whole address. So you want to go to? Let's dox him as much
It's not
as
like you
possible
haven't
this
given out
episode.
the address before, Dave. Just saying.
Okay. Hey, you know what? We did have some. I baked. I cooked. Tina cooked. So let's get a food
Yeah.
review. We're running on empty food
I
reviews.
was just. I mean, I had breakfast. The first Dave slacked off when other people
Mike
showed
somehow
up.
yelled at me for making breakfast. I don't know how Mike can yell at me for everything. He complains about everything. This guy.
Oh my
He was complaining. He was complaining that I made him a bacon, egg, and cheese. He's like, "Oh, today you make me a bacon, egg, and cheese. You've never made me a bacon, egg, and cheese before." I'm like, "Well, I have, but also,
Tina gave
why
him
is
a
that
nice
a
birthday
problem?"
Cake. Happy birthday. Dave made bacon and eggs for me. I'm like, I'm waking up and it's like breakfast. I'm like, dude, you really don't have to do this. I feel bad.
Yeah, Kevin's a tough breakfast guy because he doesn't like breakfast. It makes him
No,
sick.
I
So
love
was like,
breakfast. I just,
Yeah.
I don't like eating it
breakfast-
when Dave wakes
It's
up.
7
It's
zones.
ridiculous.
Exactly. His breakfast is how many zones he could
how
stick
many
in his mouth and
nicotines
just sit
these-
there.
Yeah, 14 under the tongue, 5 in each cheek.
Have you
He's got the
like
math.
choked on your zone as you're dozing off before?
No,
No.
but thank you. It was
You gotta
very
be. I
just
want
that
you to be
Dave
careful. Is all I'm saying.
Made
Like, I'd
food
like you to
quite
be
a bit.
careful.
Well,
we didn't
I was
spend
like,
much money until later
I
in the
made
week.
I made what, chili or something. I don't know if it was chili or burgers
was
or whatever,
good.
but I made something, and then they're all sitting on the couch, and of course my friends. I've decided my friends just sit on their phones all the time, so I was like, I'm gonna keep cooking. So I baked some cookies, and they're like, "What are you doing there?" I'm like, "Nothing." And Tina's like, "Are you baking?" I'm like, "Shh, that's embarrassing."
No, Dave likes
a
to.
lot
You
of
like to do that stuff. You like
Yeah.
you like that.
Yeah.
Dave did walk around with his phone videotaping everybody on their phones. Because Dave does,
Yes,
you'd
I
be
did.
surprised, y'all. Dave's not on his phone. It's
I try
impressive.
not to be because I have a problem though. I like literally have an issue where if I get into it, I can't stop. So I have to be careful, more careful, I think, than maybe some people have to be.
I don't
'cause
know. Like the
I'm
fact
very
that I was
addictive.
on my phone could have been more of a something against you guys for not being
Yeah, because we
stimulating
weren't
enough.
entertaining enough. Yeah, he's right. Kerry is only off his phone if you're stimulating him.
Sometimes.
Fair.